Hey, it is Dr. Nicole here, CEO and founder of ProcuraFind. And today I want to talk about why mindset is arguably one of the single most important things when it comes to your success. Whether you are a leader and you work for a company, whether you are a leader in your own company, whether you are a student who just graduated college and you are determined to get something done, mindset is one of the most single-handedly important things that you will need. And I will tell you what is spawning this conversation. And then we're going to unpack this because I know for me, people ask me all the time, Dr. Dawn Nicole, how did you do it? What is your secret to success? What did you do? And oftentimes I will tell you, I have a very different type of mindset. I have a mindset that I aim to make that mindset unbreakable. I aim on the positive, right? I aim for the positive. I lean towards the positive. I lead towards the innovative. I have a very pivot friendly mindset. That means when it's not working, I figure out what to do differently. And I'm constantly curious in my mindset on how to make things better. So there's a number of factors that can go into mindset. And mindset is really a set of principles that has the ability to make or break you, right? Some people can have a positive mindset. Others may have a negative mindset. Others may have a static mindset. Others may have a growth mindset. But ultimately, it is the set of principles that becomes your guiding light for how you make decisions, how you get back up when you fall, how you see the world and your perspective. So recently I came across this quote that was just life-changing for me, like just completely life-changing. So if you don't know who Myron Golden is, I suggest you get with it. Myron Golden is just one of my favorite intellectuals. And I watch a few. I watch Alex Hormozy. I watch Myron Golden. And there's a couple more that when I have time, I definitely lean into. And Myron Golden said this thing, and I want to quote it because I want to quote it right. It basically says, if you teach somebody how to do it, right? How to do the thing. If you teach somebody the steps to do the thing without teaching them how to become the type of person who can do the thing, they're never going to do it. And this was like mind blowing to me, especially being the CEO and founder of a whole platform of small businesses where the entire goal is to get them connected to contract opportunities faster, because we're not just connecting them, we're teaching them how. And I would say a large percentage will often come and expect the handout portion, like, hey, you haven't connected me, right? And oftentimes we say, well, there's a process to this. We need to know who you want to meet, what you can offer. So we don't just willy-nilly just connect you. There is a process of like meeting with me. I'm going to have you put together your top 5 hit list. I'm going to want to see the business capability statement. Like anyone who's going to connect you, there's a process of vouching for you before I just exhaust connections. And you'd be surprised, I lose the most people right there. I lose small businesses right at that moment where I put some onus of the work on them. And to me, this turns into a mindset. But before I go into this, I just want to unpack this again, and I want to like break down mindset. So again, Myron Golden says, if you teach someone the steps to do the thing without teaching them how to become the type of person who can do the thing, they're never going to do it. And you guys, this explained like 15 years of business coaching to me because but before I started this company, I was a business strategist, a business coach. I sold my services to corporations, but I've worked with tons of small businesses. I've coached, I've developed, I've consulted, and there were some that were wildly successful. I mean, wildly successful. And there were others who didn't achieve hardly any success. And I'm convinced that mindset is the single most important factor. So let's unpack this a little bit because, I'm the unpacker. I love to unpack. So what does it mean to teach someone how to become the type of person to do the thing? And why aren't steps alone enough? Let's break, because that's the question. I always teach being a good coach, consultant, being in business is about asking great questions. Friends, I hope you are enjoying this awesome video. Listen, I cut in to let you know that today's video is being sponsored by Be the Contract-Winning Supplier by yours truly, Dr. Dawn Nicole, where myself and my team give you the blueprint from beginning to winning on how you can secure the bag. If you are a small business ready to play it big in the contracting world, you want to really understand the lingo, you want to understand the players, the game, and where you fit in it. whether you want to contract at the corporate level, the local level, right there where you live, the state level, any state, or the federal level, we've got your blueprint. We're going to teach you how to position yourself. We're going to teach you how to structure your packaging, structure your offer in a way that is compelling to corporations, you all. This is arguably called the blueprint of contracting. It lays everything out step by step. You want to get in front of 5 companies every 60 days and work those companies, right? Understand what to research, how to take it from their supplier registration portal to LinkedIn to closing the deal. We've got the book. Scan the code right now on the screen. Click the link. We can't wait to see you on the other side. Get back to your video. So, why is that the right question to ask? Because there are so many people out there who have the ingredients to do something. They have what it takes. They know the steps, right? They have the ingredients, but they don't have the recipe. And the recipe, what's interesting about the recipe is that oftentimes we mistake the recipe alone for being the how-to steps in order, right? Just think about baking a cake. If someone gave you the ingredients alone, you really can't do anything with a set of ingredients if you don't have a recipe. Well, a recipe, again, is literally the steps that you want to take that help you understand the order of the ingredients, right? And what to put the oven on and whatnot. But armed with the recipe also must be the becoming part. And let me explain what this means, right? You can have a person who's trying to bake a cake, and then you can have someone who's trying to become a good baker. Those two people are not the same. Oh gosh, I'm sorry, guys. Whoa, I'm sorry. I'm trying not to get excited, but this is so exciting that I'm trying to unpack it and be timely, because y'all know me, I could be long-winded. What I'm trying to say is that the first thing you have to understand about mindset is, are you just trying to bake a cake right now, or are you trying to become a good baker? And chances are we want the good baker results, but we're just trying to bake one cake, right? And so you have to ask yourself this, because the mindset of a person who wants to bake a cake for one time versus someone who's putting time into becoming a good baker, those are two very different mindsets. And asking that question is important, because now I'm going to help you become the type of person who's going to become a good baker so that you could bake a cake anytime you want to, as opposed to just baking a cake one time because you just want one cake. Y'all better hear, is this thing on? I'm getting so excited about this because I'm going to unpack mindset. Because this is the thing. If you told me that you were trying to become the type of person who is a good baker, then I need to give you more than just the ingredients for baking one cake and the recipe for baking one cake. I need to now help you understand things like timing. If you want to become a baker, you've got to be willing to sacrifice the time it takes to mess up a few cakes. You got to be willing to set time aside to make baking a part of your routine. Those are very different conversations. Now we're having a conversation mindset around timing. We're having a conversation mindset around the fact that you're probably going to go through 3 or 4 cakes that aren't perfect before you hit your perfect stride. We're going to talk about the quality of your ingredients, not just the ingredient that you have, but out of the ingredient set, which one is known for being the higher quality to get different types of result. We're going to have conversations around texture. We're going to have conversations around confidence, because chances are you've baked cakes before and you're bringing forward with you that same failure, right? That same insecurity when you didn't bake cakes so well. So I've got to help you overcome timing. I got to help you embrace the sacrifice. I have to help you embrace confidence. I have to help you embrace the study of the art of your craft, right? The brand, the texture, what types of things yield different results. So the mindset of someone who's trying to become a good baker versus someone who's just baking a cake one time is a very different mindset. So I want to unpack this a little bit more, because oftentimes we coaches, we authors, right? We leaders, we give people the steps and we give them the recipe, but we don't always ask the right questions. And we don't give them what I would call the setup of becoming that person, because we don't realize that people need it. I think we operate under the assumption that the people who want a result are already that person, but that's not true. So let's break it down, okay? So here's the thing. That's why ingredients is not enough, right? That's why a recipe alone is not enough. Here's the deal. I'm going to give you a real example, and I'm going to be vulnerable, and then I'm going to talk about some of the businesses that I support as well. Me personally, I want to be a fitness queen in my head. In my head, I have abs. In my head, I don't have anything going on with my chin, even though if I turn to the side, right, I got a little, right? In my head, I'm fine, I'm fit, I'm healthy, I'm all the things. Now, I'm not in bad shape, so let me just say this, but in my head, I'm even better. I look like a movie star. The reality is that I have a workout room. I have fitness things in there. I have tools in there. I have a squat machine. I have a walking a treadmill. Thank you. I have a yoga mat. We have weights. My daughter loves it. She's a crazy workout head. She loves to work out. But years ago, my husband got for me a whole workout space because he saw that I was going to the gym. And my complaint was, oh, I just don't have time to go to the gym. And so he brought me a home gym, home fitness, right? My point is that I use it sparingly. And it's not because I don't have access to it. Mm. It's not because I don't want it. Mm. It's not because I don't know what to do. I have not become the type of person who's going to do the thing. I haven't worked on becoming the type of person who can do the thing. Now, what is the type of, how do you become the type of person? What is that? Well, first of all, that type of person that I would need to become is a person willing to sacrifice my early mornings. And the problem for me, and see, I know I can tell you this because I know where I'm falling, where I'm failing. I'm not willing to sacrifice my mornings. My mornings for me are my brain work. That's my best time. That's my aha time. And I'm not willing to give it up. And so I tell myself I'll do it in the evening, but then my evenings become busy and well, it's the dog chasing the tail, right? I don't have a great workout routine. So honestly, I don't want it bad enough. Ooh, I'm not the type of person who has the mindset who wants it bad enough. I'm not willing to sacrifice the necessary things, right? Not until I build in a structure around timing and I build in a structure that enables me to already have my workout clothes ready and until I'm willing to choose and make a decision, right? There's all these things I need to become the type of person who can do the thing. So doing the thing alone is not enough, right? Doing the thing, knowing how to do the thing alone is not enough. Not until I work out or I'm willing to work out the timing and the sacrifice and what that looks like. So the reality is I just really don't want it bad enough. I may want it, but not bad enough. Therefore, I don't have the mindset to be a fitness guru. That's just not who I am. I'm okay with that. There are other things that I care about more, right? So as long as I don't have to be a health nut. I manage my fitness in other ways. I watch what I eat. I go walking, but I don't have this six pack abs that I have in my mind, right? So I'm not willing to become the type of person who can do the thing. Now, let's talk about some of my businesses, some of the businesses we support. We teach a program around how our small businesses can get in front of between 40 to 60 corporate clients a year, right? We teach it through our CARES program. And what's interesting is I remember when I was building that program, I knew that if I just gave businesses the steps alone to do it, if I told them the steps, they wouldn't do it. I want y'all to hear me. Even though the small businesses want this information, they want the result. They want the outcome. They want to be able to say, "Hey, I worked with X amount of businesses this year." I knew that when I gave them the steps, this is exactly what you did. We put it in a 5-step formula under the assessing and applying to ideal corporate clients, right? It's one of the components of our framework. But we taught this year. But I knew that I could not teach this if I also did not teach, here's how much time this technique is going to take every 90 days. So I had to quantify hours of time. I had to quantify who actually are you going to delegate to do this? Are you going to do this or are you going to hire somebody to do this? I also had to quantify an accountability structure, meaning oftentimes when people give instruction, they give it in one direction. They give the steps and say, here you go be great, but they don't give you all of the things surrounding those directions to actually become the type of person who can do the thing. And to become it, again, things you need to understand above and beyond is, well, what is going to be my time commitment, right? Not because I'm not going to do it, but I need to understand if I'm doing something new, I need to understand how to allocate a new time bank to becoming this type of person. I need to understand if I am capable of doing it or do I need to delegate. By capable, it could be competent capable, it could be capacity capable, right? I also need to understand if I'm sowing these seeds and I'm putting in to get in front of 5 corporate clients, right? Every 60 days is what we have going on, I believe. Yeah, 5 every 60 days. I need an accountability structure that is not going to crash my time, right? I need a way to go back and check. So I knew that when we built the steps, we also had to teach you how to become the type of person who can do the thing. And that is why mindset is imperative. Mindset is key because many people have the steps, but they don't have the desire bad enough. They don't have the mindset to figure out how to convert from their current thinking to their new thinking, to their future thinking, to become the thing that's going to take them where they need to be. So arguably, in my opinion, mindset is one of the single-handedly most important things we can adopt, you all. It's not enough to know how, it's enough to know how to become the person who can actually deliver the how. I hope that this was helpful. I hope that this conversation intrigues you. If you like content like this, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel so that you never miss out. And if you are a small business looking to get developed and connected to corporate contracts in your first 90 days, go to www.ProcuraFind.com today to be a member and be in the know. Let's join the movement. Take care.